Okay, hi guys, it's your girl Chile Advisor, and today I just want to tell the world something about me that I feel that it shouldn't be a secret or it shouldn't be hidden. And I feel that by letting you guys know, my family know, that about me, you'll be able to have a better understanding of me, and we could bond. So um basically, I've left religion, I've left the church, and this has been something that I wasn't really open about, but my family know, my mom know, my dad know, my cousins know, my aunts know. And of course, it's not something that they're all in agreement with, because every day they would say, you need to go back to church, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I know that my mom has a hard time accepting it, but I've left the church for 7 years now. I've left the church. I left the church when I was 16 years old. I've stopped believing in Christianity when I was 15 years old. So I no longer assigned to any religion. Um, what about me? Um, and these were the reason why I left religion is that um at the time my beliefs weren't incorporating with society, because when I was younger, I had issues, going through life, because when you see the science in front of you, but because of your beliefs and faiths, yeah, religion does that to you. You start to you just overlook the science. For example, there were several cases where people wanted to harm me or do harm to me, and because of my beliefs, I overlooked those intentions, and I would get myself into situations that were traumatic to me, and to a point where several times I've almost gotten killed by somebody, and this was because of my religion. So let me open a little bit about my beliefs back then. And I'm not gonna say that, oh, my whole religion had to do with it, because it could just be my interpretation of the situation when I was younger. But what I knew back then is that when a person baptized, um they would go under the water, and the water would wash away all the sins away from them. And once they get up, they would automatically be a new person. But logically, people, this cannot happen, because you have to understand the way the brain processes information, and the way how the brain connects neurons and pathways, is that the person is still, as even when the person goes under the water and comes back up, the person is technically the same person that you saw yesterday. So the person has not changed, and it is because of the neurons in a brain that are really strong wired. Anyways, back then I thought that like I had this belief that all the demons will come out of them, or whatever is making them do bad things, and then an angel will come into them and make them do good things. And so there were several cases where I had this specific belief that Christian people were good people, and as such, I would only speak to Christian people. I would only deal with Christian people, and once you're Christian, I would automatically trust you. So, as I said before, with my stalker story, that the stalker that I had that wanted to kill me, basically he was a Christian at the time that I met him, because I met him when I was 12 years old in a church. And because I was not fully aware, I was not aware of what his intention was. Also, I would say that the reason I left religion is because I have gotten to the point where I'm more knowledgeable about stuff. So when I was more in my Christian belief, I didn't know much about the world. I wasn't. I'm not gonna say this, but I was not really educated about certain stuff. Even when I was younger, I didn't know much about planets. I didn't know about those other stuff. I didn't know about I didn't know about how things were recycled. I would say that I was uneducated, and as such, I would say that I was ignorant about the world. And stuff just wasn't adding up for me. And there were cases where I also believed that, if I prayed every morning and prayed every evening and prayed every night, that somehow I'm automatically protected. So, I go into a car, I pray, and then, I have to reach safe. And as such, I would take risky decisions, such as, you know, feeling that because my parents are Christians and that because I'm a Christian, that, you know, a supreme being is watching over me and nothing will ever harm me because, you know, I was blessed from birth. So there were cases where I would go places or I would talk to people that I shouldn't be talking to or who seemed like a risk for me because I felt that I was protected. And after several cases of my near-death experience, I realized that, hey, there's no supreme being watching over me, and all of these things that they have taught us as kids were just delusions, beliefs. And also I could see very well while studying psychology, neuropsychology, and studying about the brain and cognitive defects, I also realized that a lot of persons who hold certain beliefs has some cognitive impairments. And you see that there a lot of persons that have psychological disorders that they don't know about. So sometimes you see these people saying that, oh, they're seeing this, they're seeing that, they're seeing ghosts. And you know, when I was younger, I used to question it too, because like I would hear them saying, oh, you know, they're seeing ghosts, they're seeing demons. And then when I got older, I realized that they were having a psychotic episode, which triggers something to let them feel like they're seeing something that is naturally not there. So there is many cases where a lot of persons who are confined to a religion. I mean, a little religion is okay, you know, it's okay to have your faith, but some people are just over the train of it. Like some people are just actively overly engaged in religion to a point where it blinds them and makes them do dangerous stuff to other persons. Such as, I realized that, and I've seen cases where persons who say that, oh, they're hearing the voice of God talking to them, and you know, they will come to me and say that, oh, such and such tell me this, you know, the Lord tell me to tell you this. And after a while, you know, going through the years, I found out that they actually have a psychological illness, and some of them have been admitted to the hospital. Some of them are not in a hospital, however, but they act a little bit crazy. And of course, some of them, yeah. So like I didn't, when I was younger, I didn't know any much about you know, like autism and ADHD and schizophrenia and bipolar and borderline personality disorder and borderline this, borderline that. And you know, I didn't know much about these things when I was younger, and I used to think that it was only in America that people with autism and ADHD exist. But when I got older, I realized that a lot of persons were born with their brain not fully developed and they don't know. So a lot of persons right now that you see on the street, they're walking around with brains that are rotting, like their brains are rotting and they don't know. That's a sign of dementia, because I think that with dementia, is it dementia? Please correct me in comments, guys, my psychological friends. I think with dementia, you would say they would say that, oh, your brain is losing some of the cells, but in real life your brain is rotting. I don't want to sound rude, but people with dementias, their brains are rotting. So some people are walking around with rotten brains, like their brains are rotting, and they don't know. They don't know that their brains are rotting. And there's some persons that were born with fully developed brain. However, circumstances such as environmental factors, you know, kind of influences or mess with how their brains were formed and designed, and so it changes over a period of time. So people's brain changes over a period of time, and that's why you see somebody have a specific behavior and then all of a sudden they start acting different. So yes, guys, the brain is powerful. But yeah, also some people have it genetic in their genes. So whether or not they have done anything, they may be born with a fully developed brain. However, the genetic information that they have from birth will influences how their brain reacts to certain circumstances. And yeah, so a lot of persons have psychological disorder that they don't know about, and it's scary to think that that's why a lot of persons do something that you would wonder. For example, you see people like on the news, right, committing crimes, and you wonder why the hell would they do that. It could be a case that they have that too. Some people in prison have ADHD, some of them have autism, and the thing about it, Down syndrome too, and the thing about it is that they're high functioning. So what I was saying about the religion is that I'm not here to bash any religion or anything, but I'm just saying to y'all that I left religion for good, and ever since I left religion, I've been at peace. I've been making more conscious decision because now I'm aware of people and how they react to certain circumstances. I'm now making more rational decisions. I'm no longer, overlooking I'm no longer overlooking the signs, So, yeah, I would say that I think more analytically, logically than when I would think, in a irrational manner. And I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm just here to spread my views and my beliefs and just basically letting you know who I am. So, what you see here is what you get. And I just want you guys to have a little bit of understanding about me and where I stand. And yeah, religion worked for some people, religion just didn't work for me. And based on all the trouble and traumatic events that I faced in my life, I just decided to drop those beliefs and just be more analytical and logical. And also, one thing that I've learned in life and one thing that I will never forget is that there's no such thing as a good person and there's no such thing as a bad person. A person just has a different agenda. And that's something that's the motto that I walk with and something that makes me feel more at peace. So, bye guys. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.